Stephen A. Smith reaffirmed his support for Caitlyn Clark after the Indiana Fever, and WNBA stars spotlighted the role Black players played in growing the league and stated she has white privilege after being named Time Magazine's Athlete of the Year for 2024. Smith has previously defended Clark against WNBA legend Sheryl Swoopes, one of the guard's fiercest critics during her rookie campaign. Smith has again jumped to Clark's defense after the all-time NCAA point scorer was criticized for claiming she had white privilege. Conservative commentator Megyn Kelly and others slammed Clark following her sit-down interview with Time. Following Kelly's criticism, Clark doubled down on her praise for the WNBA's leading Black figures of the past and present, drawing support from Smith. "You see why I have no problem with her being Time's Athlete of the Year?" asked Smith. "You see why I said she should have been on Team USA? You see why I had to go off on the likes of Sheryl Swoopes and others who were clearly distant and dismissive of her, no matter how much they tried to deny it. There was resentment toward her, and here's why I said it was stupid. Because when she came into the WNBA for 22+ years, they had been flying commercial. They were begging for chartered flights. She arrives there, and 2 weeks later, they got chartered flights. She automatically and instantaneously improved the conditions. Attendance is still lagging. WNBA is still losing money compared to what you would hope it would earn. But clearly, things are on an upward trending trajectory. It's improving, and she has everything to do with it. Attendance for Indiana Fever games. Are you kidding me? WNBA draft, games on ABC, ESPN, television ratings. She's directly responsible, and people are resenting her for it, like she was the cause of the problems they had for the lack of recognition. No, she just happened to be born white. That's it. Caitlyn Clark hasn't spoken against anybody. She hasn't assisted in denying anybody else the privileges they deserve. If anything, she's tried to provide assistance. A rising tide lifts all boats. She's trying to be a rising tide that lifts the boats. And there were sisters resentful against her. Be resentful against the system. Be resentful of the folks, primarily the white folks, who basically disenfranchised y'all all these years before she came along, who denied you the acclaim and the allure and the profits you richly deserved. Caitlyn Clark has definitely made a name for herself as one of the WNBA's most exciting prospects. While the 2025 WNBA season is still several months away, the 2024 Rookie of the Year already has fans in a frenzy after a workout with new Indiana Fever head coach Stephanie White. White, who previously played for the Fever herself from 2000 to 2004, was recently hired after the team decided to part ways with previous head coach Christy Sides. She joins the Fever after spending the last 2 years with the Connecticut Sun and previously coached the team in 2015 and 2016, making this a reunion. Indiana Fever star Caitlyn Clark and Wilson have released another set of custom basketballs, this time designed for all ages. The Caitlyn Clark Dreamer and Tribute basketballs can be found at Hy-Vee through the holiday season. Fans of the West Des Moines native can find the size 6 basketballs exclusively at select Hy-Vee while supplies last. One basketball comes in purple, blue and yellow, and another in familiar colors for Iowans: white, black, and gold. Several of Clark's custom basketballs have been released through Wilson. Clark has her own version of Wilson's Evo NXT basketball, and others with her name and signature on them. Wilson also released a Season to Remember basketball, featuring images of Clark including her trademark shrug, and some of the achievements she accomplished in her first professional season, such as breaking the WNBA single game record for assists and being named First Team All-WNBA. Whit also wore the number 22 as a player for the Fever in the early 2000s, which is now, of course, Clark's number. In a video posted to the Indiana Fever account on Monday, both Whit and Clark could be seen getting a workout in, giving fans a snippet of what's to come in the future. As expected, the video left many fans in a frenzy, quickly counting down the days until the start of the 2025 campaign, which tips off on May 16, 2025. My wife just called down. Why'd you just scream? Are you okay? It's just Caitlyn Clark. She's back in the gym, exclaimed one ex-user, with another adding, the road to her first MVP and title in 2025 starts now. One thing is clear, the 2025 WNBA season can't come soon enough. The 2024 #1 overall pick smashed expectations and records during her rookie season in the WNBA this year, raining down a record amount of threes en route to the Rookie of the Year award. But for all Clark's individual success, her Indiana Fever team ultimately failed to win the big prize, a WNBA championship, coming up short in the first round of the playoffs against a superior Connecticut Sun. Despite it being the off-season, Clark is already back in the lab, getting in reps that both she and the Fever will hope can power the team to a WNBA title. The Fever recently posted a video of Clark and her new head coach, Stephanie White, along with assistants Karima Christmas Kelly and Austin Kelly, working out in the Fever's practice facility. The 22-year-old sharpshooter worked on various elements of her game, both offensively and defensively. However, one particularly part of the workout stood out as Clark made a concerted effort to put up more mid-range shots, an aspect of her game she singled out as an area to improve this offseason. In the Fever's video, Clark worked on a mid-range shots, floaters, as well as finishing at the rim through her left hand, something she struggled with throughout her rookie season. WNBA fans reacted to the footage, also suggesting Clark has bulked up this winter and added more muscle to her usually slender frame. I see that floater is getting incorporated. Fire emoji. One fan commented on X. The league isn't ready for what comes next. I am so freaking hyped for next season, another added. The best is getting better. That is scary. Watch out, a third posted. I think it's safe to say Caitlyn Clark has put on some muscle, a fourth remarked. She's not going to be bullied around this season, flexed bicep emoji, a fifth posted. This is the first time in a while Clark has been able to work on her game, having gone from her senior season in college at Iowa to her rookie year in Indiana in just a couple of months. She has 7 months of an off-season this year to work on her game before the 2025 WNBA season gets underway in May. Her decision not to play a new 3vs3 basketball league, unrivaled in January with some of her fellow WNBA stars, will also give her time to train. Clark's meteoric rise in 2024 has brought unprecedented levels of interest to women's basketball and saw her named Time Magazine's 2024 Athlete of the Year. Ticket and jersey sales, home attendances, social media engagement, and TV viewership went through the roof last season as the Steph Curry of women's basketball set the WNBA and Indiana Fever records for most assists in a regular season, most points scored by a rookie in a regular season, and most three-point field goals made by a rookie. Clark's preparation for the new season was interrupted by a major coaching change. The Fever recently parted ways with head coach Christy Sides after Sides went 33-47 in her 2 seasons with the team, including 2020 last season as she steered Indy to the playoffs for the first time in 8 years. She was replaced by Whit, the 2023 WNBA Coach of the Year who grew up in Indiana, won an NCAA championship at Purdue, played for the Fever wearing Clark's number 22, and was previously in the Indy hot seat in 2015 and 2016. The former pro-turned-coach joined Connecticut in 2023 after 5 years at the helm at Vanderbilt and recently led the Sun to back-to-back trips to the WNBA semifinals. Clark was recently asked about Whit, who previously worked as an ESPN analyst and covered plenty of Hawkeyes games. She's obviously called a lot of my games all throughout college, and I think she has a really great basketball mind, Clark said. I think she's done a great job calling college games. It's been great to see her on NBA games. I think what she's done is she obviously has been a trailblazer, honestly. I think she's somebody who's been supportive of my game, and it's been fun to talk to her at shoot-arounds throughout my college career, and has always been really supportive. Yeah, so I think the biggest thing is it's fun going up against her here now, for my first time after her calling a lot of my games. Now I get to play against her, so that's going to be a lot of fun for the both of us. The WNBA's regular season tips off on May 16th, 2025. White's first game as Fever head coach will come on May 17th, when Indiana hosts the Chicago Sky and Clark's longtime rival, Angel Reese.